Fraser Island, or Gari, is the world's largest sand island. It has over 100 freshwater lakes, which is the second highest concentration of lakes in Australia after Tasmania. The freshwater lakes on Fraser are some of the cleanest in the world. The first stop towards our camp point, Waddy Point, was Eli Creek. Crystal clear freshwater flowing into the ocean. It is a very popular and busy spot, so it is advisable to come here early. The Indian Head bypass is also known for its very soft and boggy sand. Dave's forward momentum got stopped here at Indian Head with a trailer, so I went ahead to see whether I would need to unhitch my trailer and give him a snatch, but it turned out after a few wiggles forward and backward and a new attempt and different line, he had no issue driving up there. As we had the kids with us, we camped at Waddy Point, which is an enclosed campground with dingo fences around, and yeah, turned out to be actually reasonably empty in comparison to the rest of the island. It is a nice shady campground, however we had problems finding a spot which had enough sun where we could use our solar panels to top up our batteries. I'm not a fan driving near or through salt water, so I make sure as much as I can not to touch any of the salty water. This pretty much was the maiden trip for the cruiser, especially on sand, so I was still playing around with the tire pressures. Ngkala rocks is supposed to be the most difficult sand on Fraser Island, and if you YouTube it you find plenty of vehicles getting stuck there. So let's see whether I get stuck in the cruiser. Turned out to be no issue for the cruiser at all. Correct tire pressure and the right momentum makes it a fairly easy drive.
Here we have Dave to the rescue.
Before Dave could make his way through the rocks, he first needed to recover the Nissan Navara stranded. A gentle snatch from Dave freed the vehicle, and Dave was then clear to come through after him. Sandy Cape is the most northern point on Fraser Island. To get there you need to drive up the whole east coast, which is quite a bit of sand driving. Make sure you time your tides properly, as certain spots can only be negotiated at low tide. It's hard to put this in words, so I just leave you with some video footage of Sandy Cape, an absolutely stunning place. It is not unusual to see humpback whales, dolphins, great white sharks, bull and tiger sharks, or big manta rays swimming by close to the shore. The shadow in the water is a shark. I'm not sure whether Dave is checking the shark out or the shark is checking Dave out. However, everything was well. He just swam past and had a little sniff, I guess. The Sandy Cape Lighthouse is the tallest lighthouse in Queensland and was built in 1870. Bit of a walk up here, Sandy Cape Lighthouse. It is around 20-minute walk up to the lighthouse, but well worth the walk in my opinion. Most of the rocks on Fraser are not actually rock. It's called coffee rock and is a mix between sand and plant material. It's pretty soft and can be worn away easily by car or even by hand. Lake McKenzie is one of the inland freshwater lakes with an absolutely stunning greenish blue water. It pays to be there early as parking space is limited and it's very popular. Lake McKenzie is a perched lake and the sand around the lake are composed of pure white silica. The water in the lake is so pure that it actually can only accommodate a few species. Checking out the old forestry camps. I wasn't aware that there are such massive trees on Fraser and that there was logging going on for a long time. That really was only stopped in the 1990s. Quite a pity how many old trees would have been destroyed. Good example of one of the cattle grids with electric wires on top which protects the townships from dingoes. Where are we going?
Champagne pools.
You like champagne pools?
Yeah!
It pays to be careful, especially for kids in the front pools, as some of the waves come over pretty hefty, and Kaylin got some good little scratch on the back. Ocean Lake is a beautiful lake a bit off the beaten track. The water has a dark red color which is caused by the tea tree staining the water. You're advised to not wear sunscreen or bug spray as these damages the fragile ecosystem. This actually applies for swimming in any lake on Fraser. There's the airplane coming in, crazy. It is not uncommon that the beach is closed temporarily so that airplanes can land. It pays to drive carefully on Fraser. Accidents do happen frequently In this case it was a hire vehicle driven by a tourist with little sand driving experience, which is following a tag-along tour. This unfortunately is already the end of our 5-day Fraser Island adventure. We certainly will be back as there's still far more to see.